Welcome to the Anthony Brandis Show, everybody. Today, our very special guest, the one and only Elmer Abapo.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. Doing all right.
Doing great?
Yeah.
For all the audience that might not be familiar with you, who is Elmer Abapo?
So I'm a hip hop and R&B artist from Las Vegas. Been doing music for quite a while, ever since I was a kid, and just recently decided to become a full-time artist. Yeah.
Awesome. How long have you been making music for now?
Probably making music. See, I don't know what the date is, but I've been making like hip hop and R&B music probably since like 7th grade.
7th grade. Wow.
Yeah.
What exactly made you start singing and all that?
Singing. I've always been singing as a kid, but I never really had the confidence to put it out there.
Were you a shy
in
kid
that
growing
way.
up?
No, I wasn't a shy kid, just not confident in being a singer. You know, it's like that point in time where you don't really know if you are a good singer or not. Like you don't have the confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
And it took like quite a few people telling me like, oh, like you can actually sing. You should start singing. And so I started taking singing seriously probably about like when I was in college, because I was like meeting a lot of people like encouraging me, and then like taking it seriously as like an artist here in Las Vegas probably like 2013, around that time.
2013.
Yeah.
Awesome. How's everything been since?
It's been a trip. It's been crazy, you know, like dealing with like going to school and being an artist. I had to handle that, graduating. And now being a full-time artist, it's just like consistent, like not consistent, but it's just like ups and downs all the time. I just realized and kind of accepted that like if you choose this kind of life, it's going to be a roller coaster for sure.
I agree. But on the plus side, I feel like throughout it, like even though it's a lot of ups, a lot of downs, maybe a few downs, but it's like at the end of the day, you're doing something that you enjoy doing, correct?
Right, definitely.
Yeah. So tell me, man, like what was it like growing up for you? Like where you were born here in Vegas?
No, I was born in California,
Okay.
but I moved here when I was 5, so I was pretty much raised in Vegas.
Oh, nice. And you grew up here. So since then you've been here, right?
Right. Yeah. I went to Catholic school for like kindergarten to 8th grade.
Wow.
And
okay.
then actually I did go to Catholic school also. Like I went to Gorman for high school.
Gorman here.
Yeah,
okay.
Bishop Gorman. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I would have never guessed that, honestly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Back in the day. So tell me, man, like when did you decide like, all right, I'm gonna fully focus on music now? Like I could actually do something with this.
I would say that was probably like 2013. I was still in school at the time, still pursuing like an architecture degree. And that whole time, even though I was in school, like I knew like music was really what I wanted to do, but I was just trying to get that degree to fulfill my parents' wishes.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. It's like, you know, I'm Filipino, so it's
the traditional parents.
Yeah, traditional parents,
Yeah.
like get your degree and like get a regular job. But, you know, once I got my degree and then I was working in an architecture firm for almost like 2 years, and it was great, but I realized like I really, really want to do music. So there was a point in time where the firm actually had to like let me go, and I decided, well, let's try being a full-time artist. And that was just this May of this year.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy. It's been a roller coaster since, right?
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs. Like it was like a lot of downs. Like the first couple months, like for like real talk, for the whole first month, I didn't get paid.
Yeah.
Like I was running on like my savings, and then
Yeah.
like now I started to learn how to like get a little bit more money, and like ever since then, it's still like ups and downs. Like you don't really know like where things are gonna come from. But what I kind of like realize is like your success depends on like the seeds that you place beforehand, and like those seeds kind of like growing into something later, rather than like you just happening to find something this week and getting paid. Like it doesn't really work like that. It's all about the seeds that you place along the way.
I agree. What if at the moment, like what besides that, what are some of like the biggest struggles that you face within the music?
You talking about like financially or like
everything, like the whole aspect of being a musician at the moment. What are some of the struggles that you face on a day-to-day basis?
So first and foremost, for me, Maybe not for everybody,
Yeah.
but it's definitely money because like, you know, money is like the kind of thing that enables you to do other things. Money allows like opportunities. And if you are like having to like always worry about money, like that's something that's always going to be on your mind. Like that's how the world
true.
runs. Another thing, like I'm an artist that does a lot of like things in-house. So I do my own like mixing, engineering. I do my own artwork, not because I want to, but because it's just out of necessity, you know, like to cut costs, because
Yeah.
obviously I'm not making that much money right
Yeah,
now.
definitely.
You have to learn and do the things that you need to do to build your brand as an artist. And so that just eats a lot of your time, you know? So it's really mostly that, like time and money. The other thing also is like my parents, like they're still like, oh, I don't know why you're doing like this full-time thing. Just go get a job. Like I
Yeah.
think my parents are trying to like tell me to like go into the military to become like an
Oh,
officer
really?
or something and get your health care and stuff like that. But I'm like, I've already like made the decision. I already had like this conviction in my like mind that like I really need to try this. I really need to give myself a chance, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So at the moment, your parents are still kind of like on the fence about it.
Yeah, like they've always been on the like they were on the other side of the fence before. Now that I'm kind of doing it and they've kind of seen what I kind of done, they're still on the fence about it, and they haven't like fully like crossed over like, oh yeah, like you should totally do
Yeah.
this.
Have they ever been to any one of your shows or anything like that?
Just one. It was one that was at I was performing at Lavo Lounge, like at the Venetian or like the other one that's like close by the Venetian, and that was the one that they went to, and I don't know what they thought of it, but you know that was pretty cool.
You never asked them, or they never?
No, like I don't want to like ask my parents that kind of stuff. Like I don't want to like, I really don't want to like ask them what they think of me because I kind of like already assume. But like I'll come back and ask them once I'm successful, and like just be like, you know, what do you think of me now? You know?
Yeah, I get you. I feel like that's one of the things that like for me personally, I've never like let my parents know like much about what I do, right?
Right.
So I feel like I've always, at the end of the day, before I used to really be more of like a lack of confidence, like being like, oh, hopefully they don't dislike you, right? But now I feel like I don't tell them because it's just one of those things where like even though they might not like it or whatever their opinion is, maybe they like it, I could genuinely care less about it, and like respectfully, like I could care less about it because at the end of the day, they're not the people that I make music for, not that age group, not that demographic,
Right.
and they're completely not the people that I want to reach at the end of the day, or they're not the audience that I have, you know?
Right. Yeah, like I kind of see it the same way. I also see it as like, they just come from a different mentality. Like I'm, you know, obviously first generation American.
Yeah.
So they came to America looking for opportunity, looking just for something better than where they were before. And I think, you know, just trying to like survive and build a better life and legacy for the rest of their family. So they did whatever they could to get that. But for me, I feel like as a first generation American, your mindset is a little different. You're more like,
I
you know,
agree.
I really want to achieve my goals and my dreams that I have, you know?
Definitely, I agree. So like, how does the family take it? Like, are they like, oh, Elmer, like what you do is so cool, or how's everything been with on the family side of things?
Aside from like my immediate family,
Uh-huh.
I think some people in my family actually think like it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like they do like it. Other people are just like, well, what is Elmer doing now?
Yeah.
Where is he working now?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not working. He's doing
Oh.
like a full-time artist thing. How's he gonna get paid?
Yeah.
Like it's that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it's like it just
Half and
depends.
half. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, man. So what up until this point, what would you say are some of the most proud moments that or achievements that you've had within the time frame that you've been doing music?
One thing that I definitely enjoyed, I guess earning my spot to was the first ever hip hop festival in Las Vegas, Jam Fest.
Jam
That was
Fest.
really cool. You know, I got to like share the bill with Little B, Xavier Wolf. Just it was really cool, and like I worked really hard at it, like literally like night and day trying to get people to vote for me because it was like a voting system.
Oh, to manage to perform.
Yeah, it's who gets to perform, and I actually like came out like way on top, like above like all the other artists like
You
that
were
were voting.
first place.
Yeah, I
Nice,
was.
nice.
And yeah, that was tough. Like I was even like messaging people like while I was at work. I was like, do this, do that. And then like after I got off work, messaging people and having other people message other people for me. Like it showed me the amount of work that I can actually like put into something to
Yeah.
achieve something. And it also showed me like all the people who actually do like
Support.
believe in me and support me.
It's awesome. How many votes did you end up getting at the end of the day?
Oh man, I don't know. I think it was like 1,700
Oh
on
wow. Okay.
Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that was like one of like the biggest like vote polls I've ever seen, like on Facebook
Yeah,
ever.
that's a big vote. Were you surprised by that number?
Yeah, no, like I really, really was. But I was also like, I also knew I wasn't gonna give up.
Mm.
Like I feel like I had a lot to prove to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So nowadays, like, what are some of the things that you would like to happen? What are some things that are in the works or that you'd like to manifest?
I definitely want to get into a position where I am financially stable. I mean, like, kind of being like an entrepreneur, full-time artist, like you don't really know like where your money is going to come from, but I would like a good idea of knowing that like, here's something that I can do. I'm still not at that point yet. I'm still kind of like fishing for things and planting different seeds, right? I also want to open up for some major artists this year. By the end of this year, hopefully it'll come. I want to play at Brooklyn Bowl. But I think just getting to the point of like financial stability, I feel like that's the most important thing there, because I feel like from there I'll be able to stem into like so many other different things.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, Elmer. So like through following you, one of the things that I really admire about you is like the willingness to learn new things. Because I feel like one of the things that I can relate a lot to you is like the entrepreneurial spirit, like from wanting to read books or from wanting to better yourself every day. How'd you get into wanting to better yourself like that?
So it first started from one of my friends recommending me this book. It's called The Slight Edge, and basically the premise.
I love that book. That's actually one of the first books I ever read. I feel like that book was the foundation for me as well. Like that started everything for me, which is kind of weird, but yeah.
Yeah, no, like it definitely did change me. And it just, if you don't know what the book is about, it's basically this idea that there are little things that you can do every day that can contribute to your success, and there are little things that you can do every day that will decrease or detract from your success. And it's all about like doing the little things to be more successful every single day and like setting these habits. And so ever since then, I've just been on this kick of like reading a bunch of like self-development books, books on like spirituality and things like that. Another one is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
All right, Elmer. So tell me, man, like as someone that has been like in the music scene here in Vegas, how do you feel that it is right now? Where do you feel that direction is heading with everything that's going on right now?
I think the direction is really good because, like I said, I grew up here for the most part, and maybe I wasn't like super involved in the scene back when I was younger, because I'm sure there must have been something here because people still came out of the city, right? Mm-hmm. But to me, I think the city's great. I think the city's bubbling with energy. I still think Las Vegas is young, but I definitely think it's on its way to becoming like an Atlanta, to becoming an LA, something like that. It's just a very young city, so you can't expect like everything to be there like those well-developed cities that have like had this culture for a very long time.
Yeah, it's very new, but everything's moving so fast every single day.
Right.
Like a year ago, there wasn't even an arena. Like a lot of things like are changing constantly.
Right.
Yeah, but overall, I like it. But what are some things that maybe you would like to see happen more of?
What would I like to see happen more of? I think just like the influx of more eyes on Vegas, other than like, people here in Las Vegas, because like there's only so much that you can do within your own circle, and it takes kind of like other eyes like looking in from other places across the world, like realizing that Las Vegas has something here, like the talent really is bubbling. And I feel like that's what I like to see more of. And like, so with that, not only eyes, but like, people's like presence, like actually coming here. Like I know we were talking earlier about like LA, where it's so easy to run into people just because it's the nature of the city. Like those people are actually there, and it would be nice to like have that in Las Vegas.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that I see is that like little by little people are starting to support the music scene, but I still feel like there could be a lot more that, like, at the end of the day, there's like, if a big artist can't even do things, how can you expect a small artist? Like I remember I was low-key kind of upset or disappointed when I went to Dizzy Wright's hometown show at the Brooklyn Bowl. I went there and it didn't sell out. Like it wasn't even like halfway filled.
Mm-hmm.
So to like people turned up to the maximum when he performed. When the opening artists that were from somewhere else performed, they were a bit about him. But when he performed, they loved him. But at the same time, there wasn't that many people there. You know, like as to what I expected. I remember another artist then came and he sold it out, and he's not even as big as Dizzy Wright. So if like they can't even support someone that's repping the city on that scale, like how can you expect smaller artists to really make a name for themselves, you know?
Right. Like I think it's like kind of interesting too because I've seen. I'm not gonna say like I was super like involved in the scene like this whole time or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's weird because you will see people pop out of the city and you'll be like, oh, I never really heard of that person, but they're like, oh, they're from Vegas.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like so like I think there's like kind of like a something like there's this like wall or whatever like with the culture and like the people of Las Vegas where a lot of times like it's not like really translating over. Like even though like Dizzy Wright is the artist that he is, I just feel like that person's name should be like on everybody's lips. Imagine Dragons should have been like I feel like on everybody's lips, but then they just blew up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I personally didn't hear about them, but like I said, like I'm not like involved in the scene very much.
Yeah.
But it's like you will have these people pop up like almost out of nowhere, but you know they've been putting in work.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just like all about like your involvement in the culture in Vegas. So
Yeah, definitely. I agree, man. So like with you, what are some things that you'd like to write off your checklist? What are some things that are in the works that you want to accomplish?
definitely want to be financially stable. I want to open up for some major label artist sometime in the near future. Play at Brooklyn Bowl, play at the T-Mobile Arena. Like, man, we're just like waiting for like who's the biggest artist that's gonna like open up for somebody at the T-Mobile Arena. I feel like, but like first and foremost, definitely financially stable.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's what needs to come first.
All right, Elmer. So tell me, man, like what inspires you, man? What keeps you on your toes every single day?
I think what kind of keeps me on my toes is like I've made this decision, right, to be a full-time artist. So now it's all on me. Like there's nobody else I can blame anymore. So that's like one of the main things. I'm just like, well, I have to make this work, or else like I'm not gonna have any money in my bank account. My parents are gonna be like, oh, I told you so. Like wasn't something you should have just gone and got a regular job. Just developing myself. I think like I'm just on this path of really like making myself better each day.
Mhm.
It's not so much sorry, like what was your question again? Like
It was what inspires you? What inspires you? Keep going. What?
well, I don't really know what inspires me to keep going, but I do know I have like certain goals that I want to reach. So one of the things like I even have like a song about it is like I want to have $1 million house. Like
Yeah.
I can already see it like in my mind, like a multi-million-dollar house. It's all like modern, minimalistic. And that's kind of like what I'm like shooting for, like aiming towards, and like that's what's driving a lot of like where this is coming from. I want to be able to, financially support myself and my family,
Mhm.
So those are the main things that are driving me.
Are you pretty big into like manifestation and all that?
I'm definitely big into manifesting things and acting on them. Like I don't think that you can just sit there and think
Think about it,
something
yeah.
and just think and think and think
I agree.
and hope that it's going to come. No,
Yeah.
you actually need to hold it in your mind for sure, but you actually need to plan. So like one of the things that I actually do like every week, I actually didn't do it this week,
Mhm.
but every single week I audit myself. So like I write down the goals that I'm supposed to like hit for the week, like make $500 by this Sunday, blah blah blah, doing this by recording people, by making these beats, blah blah blah. And then I also like give myself this goal, like my long-term goal, right? Like get a multi-million-dollar house and however much money I want to get, and my potential plans to get there. And so what I do every single week is what I realize is either I didn't follow up on those plans that I said I was going to do, or I realized that those plans just didn't work to get there. So every single week, like I'm auditing myself and like switching things out and trying new
adjusting.
different things. Yeah, adjusting like every single time.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. So tell me, like, what's the best piece of advice anyone has ever given you?
Hmm. Best piece of
Does
advice.
anything stick out? Anything like that that maybe not you don't live by, but something that you just like heard and you're like, wow, like whether it's from a book, it's from a person, whether it's anything, something that spoke to you.
I think it's like centered like all around the same things. I have like this general kind of like philosophy with my life, which is like know yourself, I guess, and just the idea that, you know, I feel like you're put here to like find your purpose, and it's kind of like what I kind of already do. Like I just know that to be a better person and be successful and be the person that you want to be, you need to actively take the steps to make yourself better each day, and like really be like honest with yourself and really know yourself and like really know like, well, I messed up here. How do I fix it?
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I agree. Is there anything like in particular that like you wish maybe when you were younger you would have been like, oh, Elmer, like if you would you be able, if you were able to go back in time and tell yourself like to change something or give yourself some advice, what would it be?
It would definitely be go with your gut
Go with
and
your
like
gut.
pursue music.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
Do you regret like not chasing that sooner on in life?
I don't necessarily regret it,
Mhm.
but I think I know that that's what I feel like I'm made for. You know,
Okay.
I don't know if that's gonna change later. I don't know if I'm gonna like realize something later in my life and maybe
Mhm.
think like, oh, maybe there's something else I'm supposed to be doing. But like right now, I feel like that's what I need to have done. But I don't regret it because like
Yeah.
it's all a learning
Yeah,
process.
that's
Right?
true. Mhm. Is there like early on, did you have like that gut feeling like, oh, I should do the music, or maybe you were like you contemplated it too much?
I contemplated a lot, not very confident, only because um I wasn't like attuned to the idea that you can actually do what you want to do and be successful at it, and this idea that like what you are good at is the thing that you're supposed to be doing, and if you work hard at it enough,
Yeah.
like you'll get the things will come to you.
So you had a lot of doubts.
Yeah, a lot of
Okay.
doubts, and I think it's like conditioned from like, just feeling the need to like get a degree and like like making my parents happy,
I
you
get
know.
you, man. I get you. Nowadays, like, what's something that like if you see like an up and coming artist or someone maybe that's just barely starting out, what's some advice that you would like to give to them?
Hmm. It's interesting. Somebody asked me this and I don't remember what I said. Oh man, what to give an artist?
Like, what
I
kind of advice? Like, just any pointer or something.
I'd say definitely like be authentic for sure. Be yourself, know yourself. I think like that's like the core of everything. Like that's what I try and live by. Like really understanding myself and really like, because like there's only one you. You can only like that's the only thing differentiating you from other people. So just make sure that whatever you're putting out is really you.
I agree, man. I agree. All right, man. So one of the things that I really really like about you is that the fact that you do a lot of things that's musically that you do a lot of things you're capable from like you sing you're able to rap you can even beatbox like you produce and then you have by necessity you also like engineer your own things so I really admire that you can do all the things would you say singing definitely came first before any of that?
Singing. Yeah, I mean, I guess like when you're Filipino, you're kind of all around like singing, like karaoke stuff, and like everybody sings. I think music came first though. Like ever since like even before I was allowed to touch a piano, like
Yeah.
I always wanted to. I always had this like connection to like, oh, I want to play this piano, and I just feel like that was kind of me telling myself like music is really what you're supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
not
What
architecture.
what instruments can you play?
I can play the piano. I can play the guitar. I self-taught myself, so I
Nice.
actually don't play the guitar like anybody else does. At least not that I am aware
So
of.
what do you mean by that?
I play a right-handed guitar upside down because I'm left-handed and I don't like restring
Oh,
it.
okay.
What I've heard is that like Jimi Hendrix played the same way, but like yeah, like
I just realized you're left-handed.
yeah. It's just more comfortable
Yeah.
that way. Like it just feels weird the other way.
Yeah.
Um, I also I learned how to play the flute when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
You know, I can get on a drum set, but I'm not an amazing drummer. That's something I would actually like to learn, like
Drums.
drums. But like, you kind of have to have the equipment.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, that's awesome though. And like as far as beatboxing goes, how'd that come into fruition?
so in seventh grade, like I feel like that's where like most of my like hip hop bass come from. Like I always kind of liked hip hop music when I was a kid, but like in seventh grade, like I hung out with a lot of friends that made beats on tables, beatbox, and I heard them doing it, and I just immediately realized that I could do it. Like I knew exactly what they were doing to make those sounds, and it was just very, it's like second nature to me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like it wasn't like anything like complicated or anything I really had to practice. It was just like there. So
It's awesome, man. Do you think you could beatbox for us real quick?
yeah.
Just show the audience a little something.
Let's see.
Okay. That's dope, man. That's dope. I find that so intriguing, man. All right, man. So for all the people like barely tuning into you for the first time, man, like what are some things that you liked him to know, man?
I'm very big on self-development. I'm very big on putting out positive energy and believing in people. That's why I feel like I am making the music that I kind of am making, because I want to influence people in a positive way, for sure. I think like that's the biggest thing that I want to let people know about, like my brand, that I kind of represent, like positivity. And I don't necessarily have like all positive kind of like music in my catalog or whatever, but I think it's also it's a representation of like how humans are. Like there are times when you're mad, there are times when you feel like you want to just like destroy a bunch of things, and I think it just comes back to like my authenticity. But like more than anything, I just think I'm all about positivity.
That's
and,
awesome,
like,
man.
Building yourself.
That's the message that you want to give across in your music.
Right.
That's awesome, man. And for all the audience, like maybe watching you for the first time, where can they find you at, man?
You can go to my website, elmerabapo.com. What I'd like most people to do is go check out my Spotify and like play a couple of my songs. Hit up my SoundCloud. Basically, like you can find me everywhere. And if you type in Elmer Abapo, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one. So that's ELMERABAPO. That's also why I chose that stage name, because like it's very distinct. There isn't going to be another Elmer Abapo out in the world.
That's your name at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So, man, before you go, man, I really like enjoy your music, man. I enjoy what you do. I've told you this on several occasions. Like, I really believe in what you're doing. I really believe that there's a lot that you're gonna be able to do, man. And I fully support everything that you're doing. And I hope nothing but the best for you, man. Is there anything big on the way that you'd like people to know?
Yeah, I'm working on a project right now. In the process of like writing, mixing, recording. Like it all happens at once because like I'm doing it by myself. And potentially, if all the things line up, I have a headliner show for that, and that'll be my first headliner show. So that's what's in the works for me. That's what I want to do.
That's awesome, man. And also, man, you're like I've told you this before. Like honestly, you're one of my favorite performers here or artists here in Vegas at the moment.
Thanks.
Like, and I want to share the talent with everyone watching, man. Are you down to perform real quick for everybody?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, awesome, man.
What's up, guys? My name's Elmer Abapo, and I will be playing an original song. It's called Miss So Far Away.
Baby, it's been a while. Maybe it's all the miles since I've seen your face. Baby, it's been too long, but I keep holding on to you. Maybe we're just too far. Maybe it's just too hard. Been running around trying to close up the distance okay. Now hey, it's so far away. Say that you'll stay. Say that you'll stay. Now hey, it's so far away. Say that you'll stay. Say that you'll stay. Maybe we're just too far. Maybe it's just too hard. Been running around trying to close up the distance and make this work. But I know we'll be okay. Hey, now hey, been so far away. Say that you'll stay. Please say that you'll stay. Now hey, it's so far away. Say that you'll stay. Say that you'll stay. Maybe we'll just be fine. All in a matter of time. We'll have to wait and see. You're where I wanna be. Please say that you'll stay. Please say that you'll stay. Now hey, it's so far away. Say that you'll stay. Please say that you'll stay. Please say that you'll stay.
My name's Elmer Abapo, and I'll be performing my own original song entitled $1 Million House. Yeah. All I want's $1 million house. Roll up to the front yard in a fucking black car. All I want's $1 million house. Drive up to the front door in a fucking golf cart. All I got's $1 million dream. Been thinking about the money ever since I was a youngin', baby. All I got's $1 million team. Squad full of hungry motherfuckers tryna run it like, tell me what you really want in life. For real, the shit that you been putting off forever, man. The type of shit you dream up every night. I feel like I can never settle for whatever. I'm driving in a whip that's a few years old, through $1 million neighborhood to fill my soul with potential for the morning to fulfill my goal. Manifesting to a dream that'll kill all those standing in my way. Competition, I love it, cause what's the point of conquer a city that's full of nothing? I love it when you claim you got the style qualities. My apologies, rappers like you come down a dozen. You not in the discussion like a yes man. You're sleeping on me, you can take a rest, man. Just put the paper on me like a desk fan. I'm holding all the reins, I'm the best man. I'm the best man. People told me don't you dare stand out. Well, don't you dare stand out. But really I just know it's cause you motherfuckers can't stand out. Or you can't stand out. It's funny cause I'm the motherfucker that you can't stand now. That you can't stand now. Defeating all the haters so you motherfuckers can't stand now.
boy, you can't stand now. Hold up.
We the type of money fucker after every dollar. We don't really give a fuck about nothing. Money in the riches, me want all of me wishes. Me not talking to you only for the one thing. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at?
I had to tell him, man, where they at? Where they at? Where they at? All I want's $1 million house. Roll up to the front yard in a fucking black car. All I want's $1 million house. Drive up to the front door in a fucking golf cart. All I got's $1 million dream. Been thinking about the money ever since I was a youngin' baby. All I got's $1 million team. Squad full of hungry motherfuckers tryna run a life. I'm tired of living for a paycheck. A millionaire mentality will change that. I know it's meant for me, I know it's meant to be, and not fulfilling out my destiny, man. I don't wanna face that. I know it's yours too. You just gotta magnetize the money towards you. To live a life of stress and poverty and never properly support a family, so you cannot afford to. Man, what's the 9 to 5? Man, it's a trap. It's a rat race, keeping you in last place. But if you getting money, you just gotta tell them that.
We the type of money fucker after every dollar. We don't really give a fuck about nothing. Money in the riches, me want all of me wishes. Me not talking to you only for the one thing. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at?
I had to tell them, man, where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Man, all I want's $1 million house. Roll up to the front yard in a fucking black car. All I want's $1 million house. Drive up to the front yard in a fucking golf cart. All I got's $1 million dream. Been thinking about the money ever since I was a youngin' baby. All I got's $1 million team. Squad full of hungry motherfuckers tryna run a life.